Good morning, children. Welcome to today's class. Today we have to start friction part B. Children, you're watching something here. What is that? A person is helping a driver to get the car into its motion. So the starting stage, when car is in trouble, when he give a less push, the car may not start. But if he increases the force, slowly the car sets into motion. That means it slides easily. Then the person who is pushing the car can get into the car, and both the persons can move in a car. So starting when he apply less force, that means here the friction between the tires and the roads is static, where that implies when the body is at rest, we find static friction. When the body gets into motion, that means slowly sliding, that friction is named as sliding friction. So keep these two things in the mind. So we have to discuss types of friction. In that first one is static friction. When you are observing the picture here, a huge block is kept on the floor and the man is trying to push. As compared to the weight of the block and the man, we can definitely see that the block will not move an inch also. Why? Because the weight of that block is more than the weight of the person. So even though a great push also, we cannot move a block an inch. So already we have learned in the first part what is friction. Friction is the opposing force that exists between the surfaces. Here, the first type of friction is static friction, where exerted when the body is at rest. Here, the body is actually at rest, even though or in spite of his heavy or more force, the block will not move. Here we can call it as a block or object or whatever the case, because always the object may not be a block, or it may be a car, it may be any other thing. So we can generally or generalize that object or a body. Okay, is it clear? So, static friction is the friction which comes into play when the surfaces of the objects are at rest relative to each other. Here, next type of friction is sliding friction. If you are seeing the examples, just observe the examples. I will tell you what is sliding. Once, if a push applied is greater than the frictional force, we can observe that the body starts its motion. Then the friction between the surfaces, that type of friction is called sliding friction. So the sliding friction in general is a friction exerted when an object slides over a surface. Okay, next, the sliding friction definition is the friction which comes into play when an object moves relative to the surface of another object. That is what sliding friction. If you observe the skin of a person in the ice and the boy is sliding on a slide and the roller coaster. Okay, here the object or whatever the body or a person slides. That means one surface, the other object slides. Okay, keep that in the mind. One surface is at rest, the other surface or other body or whatever the object is in sliding motion. Then the type of friction exists in this case is called sliding friction. We can call this friction the other name. It is also called as kinetic friction. We learn about kinetic friction in the higher classes. Okay, kinetic means the bodies which are in motion. Here the body, whatever the body or a person or whatever the thing we are observing, they are in motion with respect to one surface. So that's what it's named as kinetic friction. About kinetic, we'll learn in ninth standard, but kinetic friction you will learn in your higher classes. Up to now, we have completed two types of friction. One is static and the other one is sliding. So sliding friction will be less than static. Okay, keeping those in the mind, we have to go to the third type of friction, that is rolling friction. Here in this case, when you are observing the pictures, what is that? We are seeing the wheels. That means here the friction exists in such a way that when a body rolls over the other surface, rolling friction is the friction exerted when an object rolls over a surface. So the person who is taking a luggage, so he finds easier uh, if he rolls on the surface. When you are holding your trolley bag, here also you can see you can simply take the trolley bag on the surface of a road or whatever the thing. So rolling friction occurs when a wheel or a ball or a cylinder rolls freely over a surface. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. Now, types of friction. If you see in general, I am explaining where you have to remember these points about static, sliding, and rolling friction. So, if you see, uh, if you apply a force on this block, so what happens in general, the body will not move. That means the opposing force as well as application force both are equal and opposite to each other. That is the reason we don't find any motion of the block on this particular surface. Okay, that type of friction is static friction. Now, when you come to this, if the application force is more than the uh, frictional force, then automatically the block where the arrow shows in such a way that it starts sliding. That means at one particular point where we can observe the body is in motion, where that is nothing but a small application of force is more than the opposing force. So that type of friction exists between these two surfaces. That type of friction is called sliding friction. Now, when you come to this rolling friction, so here, unlike these two examples, we have seen the body is in cylindrical shape. Here, it is easier to roll a body than to slide over a surface. For that reason, we have taken a cylindrical object where with a less application of force, we can overcome the opposing force. So, this type of force where a body rolls on a surface, the friction between these two surfaces is rolling friction. So on comparison between static, sliding and rolling, we find rolling friction is very less as compared to these two friction, and we find static friction is more. As static friction is more, we don't find any object in motion. So as rolling friction is less, we can see the body rolls over the surface easily. Okay, and this is intermediate between static and rolling. So order is rolling friction is very less, sliding friction, then comes sliding friction, then comes static friction. Here static friction is more, little less and very less. So I hope you have understood these all topic. Now we have to go with causes of friction. So the main cause of friction is due to irregularities. Just you see what is I'm going to explain here. So when you observe this block and this is laid on a surface, so actually you are not observing any irregularity. If you magnify what is in between this surface and this surface, this means this is the surface of floor and this is the surface of a block or whatever the body. You can identify, if you magnify this, you can observe this irregularity. This is the surface of a down one. This is the surface of the upper one. That means you found irregularities here. So that means the irregularities on the two surfaces lock into one another. Irregularities of the two surfaces are locked one into another. When we apply a force to overcome this interlocking, when you are applying the force applied, whatever the force applied in this direction should overcome the interlocking of these two surfaces, then only the block will start its sliding. So you know this direction of friction is in this direction. So when you are see this direction of motion or attempted motion, if the interlocking overcomes, then automatically the applied force is more than the frictional force. Then this block sets into motion in this direction. So that's what you have to remember here. What is this? The main cause of friction is interlocking or the irregularities of the two surfaces which are in contact. If you want to apply a force, we have to overcome the interlocking. Then only the body sets into motion. Okay. If you see, this is smooth surface and this is rough surface. So here, for the smooth surface, for a little application of push, so what happened? Automatically, we find the irregularities will be less between these two surfaces. So with a less application of force, we can make this whole block into motion. Okay, now when you come to this rough surface means so irregularities between these two surfaces will be more. Indirectly, it will have high friction or more friction. So this person should give a more force to overcome the irregularities between these two surfaces. So for smooth surface, irregularities between these two surfaces will be less. So with a less application of force, we can make this block to move easily. When for the rough surfaces, the irregularities between these two, interlocking of these two surfaces will be more. That means friction will be more. The person should apply more force to make this block to move. Okay. So today's class we have learned uh, about sliding, static, rolling, and what is the main cause for friction. With that, I'll complete today's class. Thank you, children.